Hello and welcome to another fabulous day in the art room. This art lesson today is for my awesome preschool friends. All right, hello my preschool friends. Remember, as you guys know, I am an art teacher also for preschoolers. I usually teach at the preschool, at the public preschool down the road here. So I normally teach 4-year-olds at the public preschool. Today, we're going to be doing a lesson, an art lesson together, so I hope you've got your adult with you, your family with you today. I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful tissue paper collage of a fall leaf, because we're starting to get into that time when the leaves are going to start changing colors. It's my favorite time of year. All right, so in order to do this, you're going to need some paper, right? You're going to need a pencil, something to write with, okay? You're going to need some glue, some water, and some tissue paper. Right? You might need a marker for this optional part that's later, but we'll talk about that in a minute. First, make sure you've got a paper, a pencil, right? Some tissue paper, and some glue, okay? So the tissue paper, when you're going out and looking for the tissue paper for this, look for fall colors. So where I always find it, I will go sometimes to the dollar store, or I might go over to the Walmart or something like that and find the gift wrapping section, and I usually find tissue paper there that has they come in different colors here, and normally I provide this for my preschool students, so normally they would come in, I'd already have the leaf all drawn on the picture for them and ready to go, and I would already have provided for them strips of yellow and orange and red, and sometimes I put some brown in there, so I put some fall leaf colors out there, so definitely look for that. You can use substitution wise. Normally you can really only use tissue paper or crepe paper for this. Construction paper just doesn't do what we're going to ask it to do very well, but do what you can and use what you've got. If another different way to do this, instead of doing the way that I'm going to show you, you might end up just glue sticking construction paper down. That's fine, but I would encourage you, if you have the means, to go out, get some tissue paper and some glue. This is a really fun activity to do with your kids, and it shows them a different form of making art, which is pretty cool. So, all right, first thing first, you're going to need some paper, okay? I usually give them the big paper for this, which is exciting, and I've already drawn a leaf on it. To draw your leaf, what are we going to do? Okay, you're going to start here. I'm going to make the beginning of a rectangle right here for that stem. I'm going to do a squiggle line out, up here, come back around, squiggle line back. And I usually say use a pencil, because sometimes I'll make mistakes all the time on that and be like, but I keep it kind of a simple shape, just because my 4-year-olds have little fingers, little hands, and they're still kind of learning their coordination. So there's a large kind of a big shape there that they can put tissue paper in is better for the project. So don't make it too tiny, make it nice and big, but go ahead and draw a leaf on a piece of paper. Okay, awesome. Next, what we're going to need that tissue paper. Like I said, I'm using crepe paper today, which is another kind of very, very thin paper that you can use to do this with. I've got some brown, some yellow, some reddish orange. All right, now here's the fun part. Okay, you're going to need a container of some sort. This is the container that I'm going to use today. As you can see, it's been used many times for this kind of thing. So it's my special, I call this magic potion. And I always teach my 4-year-olds how to make magic potions. So what we do is we put a little bit of Elmer's glue, and this is like a giant jug just because I buy in bulk, because it's better for an art teacher to have a lot of glue. But you can just go out and get like a small, one of the smaller versions of the Elmer glue bottles, and just put some glue in your container here. Fun. And you don't need a lot, so you can kind of see it's just a kind of a thin layer of glue that I've got in there. Put the cap back on. And then I'm going to need some water, okay? So hang tight. And we're back. As you can see, I've added some water to my solution here, all right? So what I usually say ratio-wise between water and glue, you want plenty of glue. And I would say, usually ratio-wise, I would say it's close to like 50-50. And that's really just, 50% glue, 50% water. If you find that that's not working, you can always adjust by dumping out some of the water, but that's kind of the ratio I would use, is you want it to be a pretty even match of glue and water when you're mixing up this magic potion. Okay, next you're gonna need something to mix with, okay? So, let me see, where did I put my, there it is. All right, so I'm gonna use a popsicle stick because that's what I have lying around that I can stir this potion up with, but you can use, like, I usually, when I do this with my students, I'll have like a plastic spoon that I just mix all of them up with. And I let the kids kind of do that, which is the fun part, where I get to kind of be like, hey, take this spoon and mix it on up. Mix up that glue and water. Awesome. Yes. Awesome. So you'll notice the difference in ratio just means if you put too much water in, it'll be too watery and it won't stick as well. If you put too much glue in, it'll be too goopy, and so it'll be like chunks of glue. So you want it to be kind of even in terms of water and glue, and you're gonna mix it on up. Yes. And when you're ready, when you're like, okay, that looks nice and mixed up, you're gonna take your tissue paper strips, right? You're going to dip them. This is the fun, messy part, okay? You get to dip them in your magic potion. Yes, get it in there. It's going to start changing the water. You're going to notice that it's going to change. The tissue paper coloring is going to come off into the water, so that's normal. It's going to start, your magic potion's going to change colors. And then you take it and you stick it onto your beautiful leaf drawing. As you can see, because I'm on a whiteboard, it's going to start dripping, but for you, it should be, you should have your picture, you know, you should have your leaf picture on a table, so it shouldn't be dripping like that. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to dip it in your magic potion, dip your tissue paper in there. Yes. And then what I like to show them is I like to show them how you can fold the tissue paper a little bit. You can fold it, and that helps you kind of get in those spots, because as you can see, it's kind of fun to watch them kind of navigate going around the curves of the leaf. So it's kind of fun to see them trying to make sure that their leaf color is in the lines of the leaf there, so in the outlines of the leaf. So you can ball it up. You can keep it straight. Like I said, it's going to change the color of your magic potion. That's normal. All right, but get that mixture on there and then put it on your picture. You want to press it down. There you go. Now, I always have this happen. I'll have a student that's working on it and they're doing a great job, but they keep working on the same area. Can anyone guess what would happen if I kept putting the wet tissue paper in the same spot? What would start to happen to that spot on the paper? What do you think? Did I hear that? I did hear that. Okay, yeah, you're right. If I kept putting wet tissue paper on the same spot over and over again, that spot's going to start to, just like what paper does when it gets too wet, right, it's going to start forming holes in the paper, all right? It's going to start falling apart. So you want to make sure while you're supervising your little friend, your preschooler, or whoever has joined us today in the art room, when you're supervising, you want to make sure that they're spreading the tissue paper around the leaf and not working in the same area again and again, because if you put too much water in one spot, it's going to get start to get holes. It's going to start to fall apart, just like paper does when too much water is on it. Okay, so I would use a kind of sturdy paper for this if you can. You know, notebook paper probably wouldn't be thick enough for this, but if you have construction paper, that would work, or regular drawing paper of some sort. You know, copy paper from a computer might work. I've never tried it with that, but it still seems like you might want something a little sturdier if you're able to. But use what you got. Fill up the entire leaf with your tissue paper, with your fun tissue paper, and get that all filled in. Next, this is the optional part that I told you about. If you have a brown, or you could use red or orange or yellow, like I said, any of those fall colors. If you have a marker, right, this is what I usually do. So I show them, I fill up the leaf with the tissue paper with them, and then it's usually the next class. What we'll do is I'll show them how you can take a marker and you can scribble on the background. So the background is everything around the leaf. So all this white space around my leaf, I'm scribbling brown. And then I show them this neat trick. So you scribble brown, then you take a cup of water and a paintbrush, right? A little bit of water on the brush, okay? Then I'm going to take that water and I'm going to add it to that brown marker that I scribbled everywhere around the leaf. All right, and you can basically, that's just you turning markers into paint, which is pretty fun. So remember to use regular water for that. Don't accidentally stick your paintbrush into the glue potion mixture, because that would be messy. All right, but use the water. Add a little bit of water to the marker where you have scribbled. All right, so just add a little bit of water from the wet paintbrush, add to the marker, and you've got paint. Yes. All right, do that, and that will make you your awesome, beautiful fall leaf picture. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed joining us today in the art room for another awesome family project. All right, have fun. I'll see you next week. Bye.